This is Adam Gorney, Rivals.com. Signing Day show continues here with Auburn coach Hugh Freeze. And Coach, it's obviously a busy time. We were just talking that things are still happening left and right, but still a really good day for you already, and a lot of big names coming in. Let's start with Cam Coleman, the 5-star receiver. Had been committed elsewhere. You stayed on him forever, and then finally got him. What kind of player could he be? And just talk about that recruitment, especially since he's right down the road. That had to help a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just, we're thrilled to get Cam. I think it's no secret that the receivers of his talent and the talents of the other receivers we're signing, they have a real chance at coming in and playing early. And I think that's one of the missing pieces to us really finding ourselves offensively and we're really good at running the ball right now. So getting Cam, his size, he tracks the ball as well as any as I've seen. And obviously, being one of the top receivers in the nation only helps your recruiting class. And I think I would argue that we might have one of the better recruiting classes for receivers in the country between he and Perry and Malcolm and Bryce. I think they're just, I think top to bottom, we have a really, really solid class there.
Perry looks like a linebacker almost. I mean, he is a big jacked up kid. But that's kind of what you want from him. And I remember when he flipped to you guys during the summer, he jumped in the pool. I think he might have dragged you into it. It was definitely a busy time. What is it like getting him into the class? 2 weeks, right.
They weren't very easy on me when they did.
Hey, take what you can get, I guess, right? What does Perry bring to your offense, and what can you do with a guy like so physical?
Well, when we turned Ole Miss, it was the first recruiting class, just like this one. And one of the key components to that was a guy by the name of Laquan Treadwell.
Yeah.
And Perry reminds me, I mean, really, really almost identical to Laquan. Their size, their stature, their speed, their physicality. I think he reminds me just like Laquan, a guy that in our offense where it's RPO driven. You put him into the boundary and say, if you want to add an extra guy in the box, we're going to go one-on-one over there with this physical guy and see if you can guard him. And that's what he reminds me of.
There's definitely a certain look for Auburn linebackers over the years. I think Jamonte Waller has that look. DeMarcus Riddick's a special athlete. Just kind of break down those two and what they bring to your defense as these hard-hitting guys, but that can also kind of run and cover in space.
Yeah, I can't keep up with all these rankings and stuff, but that's another position. I think the receiver position and the linebacker position, we have to have some of the nation's best classes in the linebacker room with Riddick and Joseph Phillips and DJ Barber and Jamonte Waller. I mean, those are 4 guys that can run, hit. 2 of them are a little different. Phillips and Waller are obviously big physical guys that can rush the passer also and move around in space. And then you got Barber and Riddick that are more athletic. And so I think we've got a really good mixture there, but excited to see. And the great thing about all 4 of those, they'll be here this spring. And that's going to be a great chance for them to grow up in a hurry. But I expect some of those guys to play fairly early.
Someone who's a little bit of an enigma in this class, he's an interesting prospect, is DeAndre Carter from out here in California. I'm going to say this delicately. It looks like he has a guard's body, but moves like a tackle. How do you kind of envision using him? And is that position versatility just priceless for offensive linemen?
Yeah, first off, he is one of the greatest kids I've ever recruited. I mean, just so genuine and into it for the right reasons, and got a great family. And, DeAndre, definitely, I think he's a guard, but does have the feet of a tackle. He doesn't have the length of a tackle that you really want in this league, but definitely has the flexibility if we got in a pinch that he could do it because of his athleticism. And I think he's just a year away from being in a great strength and nutrition program to be dynamic. He's got all the traits He's got the IQ, the intelligence, the toughness, and the feet to be an outstanding offensive lineman, and thrilled that we've gotten him.
Maybe the nicest, softest-spoken kid off of the field, but on the field,
Yep.
man, he could get mean a little bit, right?
He is exactly that. He's just one of the most kind, good-hearted young men I've ever recruited.
I want to ask you about Walker White. What did you like about him? How can you use him? Is he a true dual threat in your offense, or do you think he's more of a pocket guy? How do you kind of envision using him as a quarterback?
No, I think he's a dual threat. I do. Obviously, haven't coached him a single practice yet, but believe that he is that from all the tape that we've seen, and we had him in camp, and so I believe he can do both well enough to be a dual threat. I mean, I don't know that in this league that I want our quarterback running all the time, but I do want one that we can, in critical moments and when the pocket breaks down, that he can extend plays, and I think he has that capability also.
Last thing, Hugh, and it's about the portal, and we can't talk about recruiting without it now. You haven't been super active in it, super busy. Is that kind of your style with it, or do you kind of envision maybe we will load up here or there when we need to?
I'm still trying to figure it out, Adam. I really
me too.
don't want to. I don't have anything against. I just would like to try to build this with true, authentic relationships with high school kids and their families. And I didn't want to aggressively go after too many until we wanted this class to feel like they were the priority.
Yeah.
I think we've done that, and we get through today and kind of see where we're short, and hopefully at that point, and that's a risk, I know, but hopefully at that point you're able to find a few portal additions, whether it be between now and the start of spring semester or after the spring in the next portal window for whatever needs that are left. But that's kind of my plan. But I just I don't know that that's the right plan, but I really want to. I just want to see if you can build a program. If they'll give you time to build a program through genuine relationships with high school kids that you have such relationships with that you can hold on to the majority of them through this new and crazy recruiting world we have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is Auburn coach Hugh Freeze. Hugh, thanks so much for joining us.
Yep. Thank you so much.